Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hate that this echoes. So really fast, this is going to be like my new place to record. It's got an echo. I hate it, but okay. Seriously, there's no place in my room but this place that has an echo and background that doesn't look like it's been trashed. So anyway, today, if you did not read the title, which you're weird if you didn't, we're going to be looking at the No Sleep subreddit. So yeah, let's get into it. This first one is posted by Bella Room Wayamata. I just butchered that username. So, they said, my sister disappeared. And keep in mind, guys, this is like 3 hours ago. So yeah, I'm sure many of you have heard of the website. This person does not exist.com. If you haven't, it's basically just a website that will show a picture of people that don't exist. You just have to keep refreshing and a new face will pop up. Anyway, onto the story. This took place last week. It had to be around 3 or 4 in the morning. 3 or 4 in the morning? Guys, if you don't know, 3 or 4 in the morning, between the hours of 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. is like the witch's hour or the devil's hour. It's like the worst time to be awake. If you wake up and then go directly back to sleep, then you're safe. But like, I've heard that if you wake up at 3 a.m., then you're going to die at 3 a.m. Nah, I'm just kidding. I made that up. But still. It's like a really scary time. Anyway. Me, Bella, and my sister, Abby, were just refreshing the website over and over, I guess, in some hope to find ourselves. Not really sure. It was just quite fascinating seeing people who aren't real. Anyway, I got nothing after being on the website for about an hour and a half. I looked over at my sister, who was now laughing, not for something funny, more so of disbelief. Also, guys, if you're I just messed up my hair. If you're wondering, because I don't think you saw this, my room is like 5 degrees. It's so cold. I'm so cold. Anyway, I asked her what her deal was. No answer. I walked over to her and grabbed her phone and saw that it was a picture of herself. But the picture wasn't just any picture. It was a picture taken directly from outside, pointed at her. The only words that came out of her mouth were what the actual... I'm not even gonna say it, keeping this channel family friendly. No cussing allowed. Anyhow, I was shocked. I had to pinch myself to see this wasn't just weird. Okay, guys, if you're gonna post a subreddit, at least use proper grammar. Wasn't just a weird dream, but sure enough, it wasn't. She just laughed along, saying something along the lines of, "It's not real, Bella. It's just a website to scare people." I laughed nervously, nodding. But deep down, I knew it was more than that. Why do I keep adding in random words? I'm weird. But I left the thought side, thinking nothing more of it. Okay, I'm getting triggered right now. Like, I pronounce things wrong, guys. If you do not like put proper grammar, I cannot read it at all whatsoever. Seriously. Anywho, later that night, me and her both ended up going back to sleep. It was around 6 a.m. now. I looked over at Abby's bed only to find her not there, and her bed was gone. I knew something wasn't right. I jumped out of bed and searched the house, the bathroom. Unless you have like, okay guys, so at my old house, my mom, the master bedroom, which was my mom and stepdad's bedroom along with my baby brothers. Anywho, you don't need to know that. You don't need to know that. Anywho, their master bathroom, their bedroom was big. Their bathroom was like my room. It was like the size of my room currently. And then you have to walk through that to get into the closet, which was also pretty big for a walk-in closet. I have like a small walk-in closet. My mom had Barbie Dreamhouse sized closet. I'm not talking about the new one, I'm talking about the old one. Anyhow. Bathroom, kitchen, living room, and nothing. One thing weird I noticed was that in all the family photos, she wasn't there. She was gone. I just thought I was seeing things, so I just left it alone and brushed it off. My dad would be on his way to work right now, so I called him. And I will never forget the call that happened that morning. He picked up after 15 minutes. Hey, what's up? I'm on my way to work. I'm in the car. I don't want to get in an accident, so hurry up, he said. Hey, and this is like a conversation. Hey, Dad, have you seen Abby? I woke up and she was gone, I said, trying to hide the worry in my voice. Who? He said with confusion. Abby, I said. Bella, what are you talking about? Who's Abby? He said with worry. Dad, seriously, I'm not in the mood for your jokes. Just where is she? I said, laughing nervously. He had to be joking. But what if... No, it's not possible. Bella, what are you talking about? Are you okay? Yeah, great thing to say to your child. Great thing to say to your child. Right when he said those words, I knew he wasn't kidding, so I hung up. Ever since then, I've had no sign of her. Everything she owned is gone. Her Instagram account apparently never existed. As with her phone number, it's like since that night when I woke up, she disappeared from the face of the earth. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I know for a fact that this has everything to do with the website, and I will do whatever it takes to find out what happened and what took her, because I know that this is real. I'm not going to sit around doing nothing. I know she existed, and I know that this isn't in my head. This is real, and I need to find out what happened to her. But how? Okay, guys, so I'm not a skeptic on these things. Like, I can, believe them. And the fact, anyone can make up, a friend. Anyone can make up an imaginary friend. But to have one that you know as a fact was real and, was in family photos, I'm going to say it's either one of two things. One, you've been talking to a ghost this whole entire time, and your family's just been like playing along with it. Or two, time travel or like parallel universe type thing. So yeah. It was probably a parallel universe. I'm just saying it right now. You guys went to sleep, woke up the next morning in a parallel universe. I think I got somehow transferred to a parallel universe. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, guys, so I'm trying to find, like, I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. But I'm trying to find small separates. Small. Like the first one, but because I'm trying to fit, like, at least 5. Top 5. That was weird. But this one by TMAC073 really caught my eye because they said that it's mother's first belief of a skinwalker. And I love like the myth about skinwalkers. They're like really intriguing for me. This was posted like 4 hours ago, so let's get into it before I keep procrastinating. Yeah, okay. Living on the reservation, I've got a lot of saliva for some odd reason. And I'm also, like, sick a little bit, so. There is always talk of skinwalkers, even though as Navajos, we're told not to discuss them. And skinwalkers are pretty much demons that can shapeshift. They're not, like, actual demons from Satan, but they can be considered as demons. I don't know why my teeth are like going like that every time I try to speak. My teeth like shift for some odd reason. It's really weird. Anyway, and Navajos are this tribe of people. Anyway, getting into this. Double chin. I look like biscuit. I need help. Anywho, my family is a little different. As my grandfather would say, that's all a bunch of something. Because the more you're afraid of skinwalkers, the more they will dwell on your fears. So my family discusses skinwalkers freely. This story is of my mother, and as a filmmaker, I don't speak English, you guys. Anyway, as a filmmaker, I'm actually writing a short film on her experience because I find it most terrifying. My mother was around. I cannot speak stickers. I cannot speak any day, actually. Anywho, my mother was around the age of 10 and lived with her grandparents in, I'm gonna butcher that, somewhere in New Mexico, because I'm about to butcher where she actually is. I'm not even gonna try because I'm gonna just butcher the name. Anywho, if you've never heard of the place, it's pretty much a desert with your neighbor's faint light in the distance being the closest. No, New Mexico is actually some of New Mexico is bright and living. This was the early 70s. Okay, I can see how it was like a desert, but still. And in that time, electricity and running water for a lot of Navajos in that area was not possible. Their homes and Hagas, I just butchered that. Anywho, light source came from the fire stove, or candles. Hogans were traditional homes in the shape of an octagon covered with wood and mud. One evening, my great-grandmother and my mother were in the Hogan as my great-grandfather was in the U.S. town getting supplies. Supplies for what? The apocalypse? What do you need supplies for? The apocalypse? Seriously? 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 I'm weird. And my mother was working on her homework with a candle on the desk, and my mother sat across from her at the other end of the Hogan knitting, whatever. The only sound in that area are that of insects lurking in the night or their houses and candles already handling in their corals. Coral? What? 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 No wonder I am a alto. I cannot hit those high notes. Anyhow, getting back to this, there were faint footsteps that could be heard approaching the Hogan. My great-grandmother immediately stopped knitting, trying to listen if she was hearing the sound correctly. My mother stopped and looked in my grandmother's direction as she too felt something wasn't right. There was a knock at the door, and in Navajo, my grandmother was asking if that was her husband, but there was no response. My grandmother and mother sat in silence, both confused at who could be at their door late in the evening. The footsteps continued to walk towards the little window just above my mother. My grandmother looked in the direction of the window with horror in her eyes. She told my mother in Navajo to not look at the window, but my mother, in her description, is once you tell someone not to do something, your ultimate reaction is to do it. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, guys. Pretty much. Anywho, my mother slowly moved her head in the direction of the window and see a dark figure with white eyes staring at her. My mother immediately froze as my grandmother took the chance to walk towards the window, coming face to face with the figure to close the curtain. My mother lunged at my grandmother, holding her, knowing this night would be the first time she'd experience true terror. Fast footsteps of an animal trotting to the door caused my grandmother to yell at the figure to leave them alone, but the door handle began to rattle. My mother began to cry when the beating of the door seemed as if the figure was going to break in. However, it stopped. Oh, God. Oh, guys. Okay. Guys, I cannot make it like 15. I cannot make it half. I cannot make it a fourth into The Conjuring. Why did I think this was a good idea? I'm gonna get nightmares. I was gonna do this at 3 a.m., but I realized I'm too tired. And I would have like died inside if I did it. I can't get this hair from my face. Anyhow. There were sounds above the Hogan. Why is there hair in my mouth? I'm weird. I really need medical attention. Anywho, above the hogan, as if a dog had somehow gotten on top, as the many footsteps didn't sound like that of a human. However, the footsteps came to a halt as a truck could be heard entering the area. My mother had a sense of relief that it was her grandfather that had finally come home. He got out of his truck and approached the front door. My grandmother already had a sense it was him as she unlocked it for him, crying at what they had just experienced. She told him everything, and my grandfather, that has no fear, looked for his shotgun and approached the hills next to their home. My mother said he was yelling in Navajo, telling the figure to approach him and stop being scared, lurking around the night. My mother, from that day forward, continued to have many other experiences. I hope to finally finish my short film on this story for you all to see. Oh, that would have given me a heart attack. I would have died. Also, bravo for the grandpa. Grandpas around the world, bravo. Especially this guy. You grab a shotgun ready to shoot you're ready to shoot a skinwalker who, by the way, cannot be killed. I mean, they do have a weakness. Everything has a weakness. Even the devil, even God. Everything has a weakness. Sorry, I did that weird. Anyway, everything has a weakness. Skinwalkers have a weakness. And let me tell you something. It ain't a shotgun. It is not a shotgun. So guys, a little change in scenery. I am still cold. And I also need this blanket because I'm a little scared. After the Skinwalker one, I'm a little scared now. I'm sorry about this. I cannot do anything to fix it. I wish I had like blackout curtains. But changing scenery, my butt started to hurt. And my laptop was about to die, so now I get to bounce. This is why people around the world need exercise balls instead of chairs. This will become a distraction. I'm already getting distracted by wanting to jump. This would become a distraction easily. I am so sorry, you guys. This is going to become a distraction easily. And why is my hair like this? Anywho. So guys, a little bit into editing, I realized that the video was going to take like 3 million hours. Literally, it got to like 37 minutes. I had to stop the video before it went over because like you guys don't want to hear my voice constantly. So yeah, I'm just gonna cut the video here. I will release a part 2 and maybe a part 3 if I have to. So yeah. So tired right now. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe. Comment down below if you guys like how I'm finally editing my videos. I'll try to do them more often, at least like once a week, maybe twice a week. I'll probably post one Sunday, which would be today, and then like Wednesday. I'll try anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, smash that like button, subscribe. Let's hit like 5 likes. Just 5. Please. Please. I'm crazy. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.